Hi guys, this is Chris from Daily Dose of DIY, and today I'm going to show you how to knock out images from text using Design Space so you can make some great things with your Cricut. I'm going to make pillow covers. I'll show you how to do that in the next video, but for this video I'm just going to show you how to do the design. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you, so let's head on over to Cricut. Let me get this pulled up, and I'm going to upload a deer head that I'm going to use for my design. I'm going to make a pillow of reindeer, and I will share this. Let's see, I want the SVG. I will share this file with you too. Just go ahead and click the link in the description down below. I'll give you the direct link to get to this. And then once that page pops up, you're going to type in your first name and your email address, and I will send you the password to my resource library. It'll take you to here with my free SVG files, and then you'll just type that password into that little area there. It will come in that email once you sign up, and you'll be in here. Everything is listed in alphabetical order. SVG files, I try to put pictures on everything so it's easier to find. And then once you find the SVG file, so this will be under R for reindeer, you just click the link once you see it and it will automatically download for you. Okay, let's go back to Cricut then. So I've got my deer head brought into here. I'm going to save it, and then we're going to select it again, and over on this bottom right we're going to click insert images, and that's going to take us back to our canvas. So for right now I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to change him to red, and then I'm just going to kind of move him out of the way. He's there, but I don't need him yet. So I'm going to go over here to text, and I'm going to type in the first, put my caps lock on, and I'm going to type in the first two Rudolph names, which is Comet, if I can spell correctly. Oh, we have to switch it up here. I always try to switch it in the wrong spot. Comet and Cupid. Next thing I'm going to do with this selected, right, we're going to go over where it says font on the top left over here, and I'm going to change that. If we click on system, everybody should have an impact. It's one of those general free for everybody, and it's a nice and fat and thick letters. You can see already how they run together. We're going to have to fix that a little bit. But that is the best font, or a font like that, to do a knockout with an image on the inside. So we need to fix this letter spacing on that same menu with the font. I'm going to go over to letter spacing, and I'm going to click up until there is, now I can see spaces between all of those letters. I don't like that big space between comma and Cupid though. And I don't know where our thing went to make it disappear. You know what? Cricut updated again this week, and I don't know where it went. It should be there when you double click. There we go. Now it came. Maybe it's just being a little slow for me today. I'm going to delete that space in between them. Okay, now we're going to go back up to letter space and put that back in. That looks pretty good. And for the overall, I'm going to hit the unlock over here on the bottom so I can kind of squeeze this in together. I want them to be about 6 inches wide. So I'm going to squeeze that down until it's close to 6 inches. Okay, now that we have that first line, select it again, and we're going to go over to the top right now and just click duplicate. And we can do that a couple more times. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So I made 5 duplicates. So I want to try to keep them all relatively the same size. So after Comet and Cupid, our second row is going to be Dasher and Dancer. As you can see, there's more letters, so that is automatically a little bit longer, but we can try to squeeze them back down to that about 6 inches. This was 6.052. You can go to the top if you want to make them exact and change the size under width, make it 6.052. And now those two are the exact same width. And I'm putting them up real close together, not so much so they're touching, but just so you have that teeny tiny space between them. And then the next set, after Dasher and Dancer, we have Prancer and Vixen. So I'm going to select that, and at the top let's just change, whoops, we have to unlock it first. Change the width to 6.052, same as the first three. We're gonna, and then put them up nice and close. And then the next line is Donner and Blitzen. Change that size. And finally, we have Rudolph with his nose so bright. Now this one, unlock, isn't nearly as long, but we still want him to be the same size. So he's going to get stretched out, but it will still look good. And get him up there close together. This one didn't get close enough together. See how I'm spacing them? You can still just barely see a line in there. Once they're all close up together, this one can maybe go a little bit more. We're going to select everything. Our length, total length is 6.6. That's a little long. So I'm going to unlock it again. Now that they're all selected, we can rearrange them all at once, right? So our width was, we'll put him back, 6.052, enter. And then the height, I want to be 6.3 might work. I want it to be closer to square. Of course, once we put the deer head on, we might have to change it again. But that should be pretty close. The big thing I want to show you, select everything again, is we can align them. We want to align this one, center horizontally. So they're all nice and centered and together. Now we are ready for Mr. Deerhead. And as you see, he comes in here behind him, and he comes in behind the letters, and we want him to be on top. So I'm going to arrange and send to the front. So now he is on top of the letters, and then we can resize him and make him bigger. So he fits, and make him wider. So it goes down to the Cupid. Almost all the way down to the Rudolph. This looks pretty good. See, we can raise him up a little bit. You want to kind of look at then some of the small stuff. Like this is going to cut out of here, so we don't want really any teeny tiny, is that a word? Teeny tiny pieces to be cut. There's a few, but I think they look overall pretty good. You know what, one thing we forgot to do. So in order for Slice to work, you can only have 2 layers. And even though we have this attached, it's still, if you look over here on the menu, it's still showing like all these layers, right? Each line as a different layer. So we want to select it all and click Weld. Sorry, I have a screen right here you can't see. I have to keep moving it out of my way. But we want to select it all and click Weld. And once we hit click Weld, you'll see that comes up here in the Layers menu as one nice layer. So once we put the deer, arrange him to the front again. And then we're going to align and center. And that looks pretty good. There's a teeny tiny spot right there I think I want to avoid. We'll move him down. And then we select everything again. And you'll see slice on this bottom menu over the layers menu is available. We're going to click that. And that will slice the deer out. So this is not one we want to keep, but this is that. Erase this one in black. So now you can see this is the knockout. We have that image knocked out of the lettering. So then when we cut it and get it on our pillowcase, it's going to look like this. And for the red, I am going to use buffalo plaid. So I think that's going to look pretty cool. Buffalo plaid is my favorite this year and last year and the year before that and probably next year too. So that is how you make a knockout design with an image in your text. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to cut this and to make your very own pillow covers, because I just think that is a nice cheap way to update your decorations for the holidays. You can have the same pillows and just switch out your covers for each season and keep your house looking trendy for cheap. If you have any more questions, be sure to leave them down below. And once again, don't forget to grab your free SVG file. It's in the link down below too. And be sure to stay tuned to the next video so you can see these pillow covers. And remember, when you slice, it only does 2 layers. So make sure that's 2 layers is 2 colors, and any separate lines of text you want to be welded together. That's usually what trips people up, is that slice button is not available. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.